Hello, hello, my beautiful fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All right, this is your message. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, wherever you have fire in your chart, or even if you don't have it, you really do have it because we have every element and every sign in our chart. So you might just be drawn to the video itself. There could be a message. The whole thing could be a message. All right, so how we're going to start off is your inspirational quote. And this is my favorite and perfect because this reminds me of MJ, Michael Jackson, all the time. Be the change you want to see. Man in the mirror. And interesting enough that he is, oh yeah. See, you reminded me. I forgot I was going to mention this in the beginning. For some reason, I have been clear. I'm getting ready. I'm connecting to y'all's energy, and I kept having to clear my throat. And it's not me because I just did water signs and I did not have that problem. And I am not thirsty. My mouth is not dry. So I'm like, okay, somebody needs to cough something up. So I don't know if it's Aries, Leo, Sag, or the other who's watching. Something needs to, your throat chakra, something needs to be said. I feel like you've been holding something back from somebody or many somebodies, but it's going to come out. I just have a feeling it'll come out, but definitely that. Okay, so back to that. And it's interesting that this came out for y'all. Be the change you wish to see, and that the Michael Jackson movie is in theaters at the moment. So that's it, because we can't change our external, we can't change other people, but we can change ourselves. And by doing that, as within, so without, it becomes a ripple. People don't understand how serious that is, how true that is. I am perfect example. We'll use me and my daughter. Me and my daughter used to not be able to stay in the same room for 5 minutes without getting into it. We just had a lot. There was a lot growing up. I went through a lot with her. And now that's my ace boon coon. But not because she's been changing too, but it didn't happen. It happened when I went in and started working on myself. And I started healing and accepting and taking accountability, responsibility for my life and my actions. And then boom, once you change that, your vibration change, your frequency changes. Old parts of you go, disintegrate but you integrate them. They don't go nowhere. You own them. You don't toss them away. They're still a part of you. And when I did that, I became my relationships, the dynamics, one or two things happened. Either people fell out my life or the relationship got better. And me and my daughters got so much better, and it's continuing to get better and better. So just an example. Be the change you wish to see. All right, so I'm not doing individuals. I'm doing a whole fire sign set for the message. Now, at the end, I have a closing out for each. Aries, yours is enter the flow. Leo, yours is surrender. And Sag, yours is the fields of forgiveness. All right, let's start the reading. This is a what's beneath the surface, by the way. I'm tapping into that subconscious. What's the subconscious energy for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. All right, let's split it. Ooh, we got quartz. Who needs it? Rock hounds. Quartz intensifies the power of all the stones in crystal collection. Geminis. Some of y'all could have Gemini in your chart or dealing with a Gemini, but that's also, a lot of y'all could be in your head a lot. Interesting, especially Aries, when we got that enter the flow there, because the flow is like water. It's about being in the flow, out of the mind. All right, when to use it. When you find yourself believing the limitations your mind puts in front of you, Call on quartz to help you see through the illusions, clear the mind of self-doubt, surrender to the will of the universe, and start manifesting the impossible. Yes, it says enhance your vision. Yeah, change impossible to I'm possible. Because there are no limits except for what? The ones we create in our mind. So your subconscious is like, hello, we're limitless beings. Let's tap into that. Let's go, right? So it's that time, fire signs. No limits. What you gonna do? Y'all, this is a good time for y'all. We got Jupiter and Leo. So even if you're not a Leo or have Leo, it's still that's your sister sign. So so you have a trine with it. So, and Jupiter is a benefic planet. So it's about expanding, about good luck. We're getting your energy, your conscious energy. Oh, so we have embrace, which is the world card, but even more major arcana. So this is all about closing a chapter down, but not just saying deuces or in a like a way where you're like, I'm done, like, but you're still aggravated. This is about see how it has embrace and the heart. So this is about closing a chapter down, but you're no regrets, no nothing. You're like, look, I understand how and why all the things happen in my life, and I'm ready for a new chapter. So boom, especially Leo, your solar return is coming up. Sad you have one. Aries, you just had one. Well, this is a timeless if you're watching it now. But yes, this is about coming full circle. So a lot of you are doing things like putting people out of your life, cutting habits, whether that's bad food habits or drugs, alcohol. You could be like, look, this job ain't for me, leaving a job, or you want to become an entrepreneur, whatever it is, you are closing down a cycle. This could be you just becoming your true version, and you're closing down a cycle of all the old, like the old you that had the limitations. And interesting, I wasn't going to show the bottom of the deck, but for y'all I am, because you got the devil card with Capricorn energy. Remember I was talking about the heart? That's what you're closing down, because the devil talks about oppressions, addictions, something keeping you stuck, right? See how he has the bars on the heart? Well, this is about embracing it. See how, oh, this is, see, closed, open, closed, open. And that's what you're doing. You're going to close down this chapter of the master, the devil, who was controlling things. And the devil is just a mind state. So you're closing a chapter down of that overthinking and that keeping me stuck, repeating patterns. You're like, no more. That is beautiful. I love that, fire signs. All right, let's see what your spirit animal, who comes out and what they want to say. Oh, yes. Flamingo spirit. Card 26 breaks down to an 8. 8 is all about authority. It's also about abundance. It's also about power too. So it's about maybe gaining your power back. And then if you turn it on its side, it's infinity, which is there is infinite, right? Meaning there is no limits. It's not finite, it's infinite. So interesting. Embrace the in-between. If that doesn't go perfect with the world card, that's what's going on. You are in the process of closing down a chapter. So that means you're not in the past, you're not in the future, you're here in the present. And they're saying, be in the present. While you're closing this down, while you're looking at your past, while you're evaluating and seeing, what do I need to do? They're like, embrace the in-between. That means don't rush it. Don't rush to get to your future. Don't pause and reflect too much in the past. Just embrace the moment, the in-between. The present is a gift, for real. It truly is. Tell me more. Yes, hello, smooth sailing, boo. 6 of Swords. Back to the mind. Because before the 6 is a 5 of Swords, which is about self-sabotaging thoughts. You are surrendering to spirit. This is you finally saying, you know what? All right. I get like, look, it's literally, look his hands. That's what it reminds me of. All right. Guide me. You're tapping into your higher self, to the universe, to your spirit guides, and you're like, you know what? I can't do this alone. I surrender. Oh, interesting. Leo, you probably really feeling this. Look, your closing out message is surrender. Yeah, and look at the bottom of the deck. Told you, Nine of Swords. Y'all are in that head. I knew when I seen that enter the flow, I was like, oh yeah, there's some overthinking. So that is what you are doing. You are moving beyond these nights of sleepless nights of overthinking. Hand on your head, like, I can't go no more. God, I feel like some of you might be experiencing headaches and just like, I don't understand where this is coming from. And you're like, I've taken Tylenol, BC powder, because it's not. This is about the overthinking. There's no pain medicine that's going to stop this. This is something you need to just finally surrender it. Surrender those thoughts. Calm the mind. Woosah. Go buy some, look, the water. Go buy some water. Go just relax. And at night when you get like this, instead of doom scrolling or whatever you do, what you normally do, get away from the screen. Turn the TV off. Do 5 minutes of just silence, or do some guided meditations, or just put it while you sleep. You don't have to even listen. Like I say, the subconscious picks up everything. Our brain is a supercomputer. Put you on some rewiring stuff, like some self-love, rewiring, whatever the situation in your life, you can rewire whatever. If it's you wanting to get away from an addiction, type it up. There's subliminal things you can listen to, and trust me, it works. In the beginning of my journey, that was the biggest thing that worked for me, was I rewired. And no, it's not a one and done. It's a lifestyle. I'd get up, first of all, in order to rewire you, for something to stick, you got to at least do it 21 days. And that's how I did. And then I learned to meditate, because I didn't know how at first. So I started with like self-hypnosis things. And then when I learned to meditate, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. And it became my foundation. And I don't do it as much as I did in the beginning, but that was me just really getting in, tapping in, and I had the time to do it. Now you can now it take me like 5-10 minutes, sometimes more depending on the day. And remember, how you start your day is how your day will end. So keep that in mind too. So that's what is going on. You are no longer in the past. You are heading to your future, and they're asking to just be present and surrender everything else. And mindfulness, that's the key. That means that be mindful. To be mindful is sit there. If you're like, man, I don't know how to quiet these thoughts, that's not what meditation's about. First of all, you're not quiet. You can't do it. They're going to come, but you don't attach yourself to them. When them thoughts come, let them flow like clouds. Think about clouds. They're in the sky and then they dissipate. That's the same thing your thoughts can do. And then let them go. Don't attach yourself to them. And then by becoming mindful, that means awareness. That means you're conscious of, sit there, nothing on, and then listen. And what do you hear? Oh, I hear the AC. Okay, feel the chair or the bed you're on. Connect your senses to the present moment, and that there is mindfulness. It's that simple. It's not this hard thing that you have to do. It's not this, oh, go be a yogi, whatever. It's not, you ain't got to sit like a Buddhist monk. No, it's as simple as just becoming aware, disconnecting from technology, go outside, get grounded in nature, all of those things. Look, you see him? He's way on top of the mountain chilling. That's the only card that has a person. And look, once again, like the water signs, everybody's outside. Well, I mean, all the pictures are of outside. This is actually the only one that there was a person in it. So, I'm going to close out starting with Aries. Enter the flow. There are myriads of options available to you. Even if you feel rushed to act fast, you'll be better able to make a long lasting and confident decision by heeding the voice of your soul. You can either step back and wait, inquire and consider, or meditate and pray. Or you can push ahead in harried hopes that it will all work out. Things do tend to come together in the end, but to avoid a dramatic situation that later requires an unraveling, look at all your choices. Then exercise the many different ways you can express yourself. Feel how liberating it is to make a new choice and to sail past ingrained habitual responses instead of reacting. Once you've made an intentional choice, lie back and be carried by the winds of flow in your greatest hope for direction. Yes, exactly. Learning how, an Aries, if that ain't something meant for an Aries, or even if you got your Mars in Aries, my daughter has that. So I know about people that act before they think or speak before they think. So be mindful of that, especially if you're in this Nine of Swords. Remember, you can't take back words and you can't take back your actions once you do them. So be mindful and set with yourself. You heard that, right? Connecting to your soul. So it's interesting because the water was something like that. Not exactly, but there was a lot of that in there. I think that's just a lot that's going on in general, whatever sign you are. All right, so Leo, you have surrender. Lift it all up and out of you. Decide to no longer be the bearer of pain and separation. Unknowingly, you've carried these long enough as an act of justification for the wrongdoings of others. Hold nothing back from this moment of release. There is a bigger picture. Growth is taking root from the cracked seedling to be harvested out of dry soil. Give everything to the higher powers, who are the light within all things. They are the silent listeners to every thought and will direct your every step in your time of greatest need. And whenever you feel the most vulnerable, ask them for spiritual union. Every word you think meets the endlessly empathic ears of your cosmic friends. Yes, Leo. So it's time. Your higher self, your guides, your ancestors, your passed down loved ones are like, give me your worries. Surrender your worries to me. Let me guide you. That is beautiful. I just got the chills on that. So, yep, it's definitely that time, Leo. All right. Now, Sag, you have the field of forgiveness. As you journey past resentment, now and then stopping only to recognize its desolate surroundings, decide you no longer want to linger on the bumpy road of disappointment. A new way of living will emerge, one that is full of surprises and perfectly timed synchronicities. Set your burdens down. Let go of what delays your progress and welcome, in exchange, the tender but stable roots of new beginnings. Enter the field of forgiveness where enchantment awaits you. Yes, so it's time to let go. Remember, forgiving is not condoning, and you don't have to forgive. If it's somebody else, you don't have to directly forgive them. You can set that intention because that is you calling your power back. And if it's you need to forgive, there is a Hawaiian practice called Ho'oponopono. And it's a prayer, and it's 4 phrases. Thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, forgive me. And you speak that to yourself. There's meditations and stuff on it on YouTube. But yes, it's time to step into the field of forgiveness so that you can be free. So a lot of you, it kind of all, fire kind of all goes together, but everybody's going to have their own situation, right? And their own perspective, because no two people see the world the same. So anyway, my beautiful fire signs, I hope this helped uplift, heal, inspire. And as always, till next time, love and light.